Assalamualaikum and hi. We are from class T4BA117 Group 3. So, I am Nur Afira Yadiha binti Azri and my group members, which consist of Nik Aisyah Hafiza binti Nik Muhammad, Nurul and Fatiha binti Abdul Rashid, Putri Nur Sarah Aina binti Zan Zubair, and Ainur Fatimah binti Muhammad Azhar. So, today we would like to present about unemployment.
My name is Nur and Fatiha bint Abdul Rashid, and I'm going to start the presentation with introduction. Unemployment happens when people in working age are able and willing to work but unable to find suitable jobs. Represents the number of people in the workforce who want to work but unable to get jobs, and used to measure the health of economy in a country. There are two, which are economically active population, that refer to the people who age between 15 to 64 years old who are available to work, and economically inactive population, which is referred to the people outside the labour force. Next, I will continue the presentation with the definition of migrant workers. International Labour Organization ILO define migrant workers as people who migrate from one country to another with a view to being employed. In Malaysia, the term migrant workers are generally referred to unskilled and low-wage earning migrants. Many migrant workers in Malaysia are coming from underdeveloped and developing countries. Not to mention that the presence of migrant workers in Malaysia serves as an essential factor to maintain and enhance productivity of the economy due to the willingness and the ability to work for long hours. Malaysia view immigration as a temporary measure and a short-term solution to the labour shortage problem in the country. The migrant workers can work in 6 selected sectors of the economy, which is agriculture, manufacturing, domestic work, plantation, services, and the last one is construction. In addition, most of the sectors are export-oriented and labour-intensive industry, which often avoided by local workers due to the dirty, dangerous and difficult work. Therefore, the sectors are relying on low-paid, involving low and semi-skilled migrant workers to fill the company's labour requirement.
My name is Naisha Hafiza binti Muhammad. Okay, I will continue the presentation. So I want to explain about types of unemployment. First is demand deficit unemployment. This is the biggest cause of unemployment that happens, especially during a recession. When there is a reduction in the demand for the company's products or services, they will most likely cut back on their production, making it unnecessary to retain a wide workforce within the organization. In effect, workers are laid off. Second is frictional unemployment. Frictional unemployment refers to workers who are in between jobs. It is not an unhealthy thing because it is usually caused by workers looking for a job that is most suitable to their skills. An example is a worker who recently quit or was fired and is looking for a job in an economy that is not experiencing a recession. Third is structural unemployment. Structural unemployment happens when the skill set of a workers does not match the skill demands of the jobs available, or if the worker cannot reach the geographical location of a job. It can also happen when there is a technological change in the organization, such as workflow automation. An example is a teaching job that requires relocation to China, but the worker cannot secure a work visa due to certain visa restrictions. Last but not least is voluntary unemployment. Voluntary unemployment happens when a worker decides to leave a job because it is no longer financially fulfilling. An example, some employers were allegedly withheld migrant workers' salaries since February onwards, leaving the workers unable to access their basic needs and pay housing or room rental. Consequently, some workers were forced to move out from their rental house or room, and that forced them to live together in cramped living conditions with their other countrymen. Employers must also have their own reasons. One of the reasons that is usually given by employers is because the company is not making a profit. So that is why employers have to restrict employee salaries.
I'm Nur Afirayudiha binti Azri. Next, I will presenting about unemployment factors. The first one is afraid to try new things. Too many Malaysians are afraid to try new things, especially fresh graduates. Unemployment among university students will continue to occur if they do not have the effort to find new alternatives. Well, they can get involved in economic activities such as entrepreneurship that can help them to earn a living. The space for university students to venture into various fields of private employment such as business and entrepreneurship is vast. Next, the attitude of choosing a job. Unwillingness or reluctance to undertake these types of occupation among the local workers. It creates certain vacancies unfilled and that provides an opportunity for migrant workers to fill the labor gaps. As to prove it, a study conducted by the Malaysian Employers Federation (MEF) in 2014 further confirmed that the majority, 78% of its 101 member companies being surveyed reported that the labor shortage was the key reason for the hiring of migrant workers in their respective company. While working in Malaysia benefit migrant workers on many aspects, such as employment opportunity and sending of remittance. Lastly, the influx of migrant workers. Malaysia is like paradise for immigrants such as Indonesians and Thailands. Employers are also more interested in using migrant workers' energy than locals. Our country, kind a paradise for immigrants such as Indonesian and Thais, further increases the unemployment problem in our country. This is because they get job easily, especially in the manufacturing and industrial sectors. Employers are more interested in using migrant workers' energy than locals because migrant workers are more comfortable doing work and they do not have a high demand of wages. And total salary payments for migrant workers are cheaper than locals. And nowadays, locals are more interested in education than skills, but they forget that in any company, they will look at employee skills more than education.
My name is Putri Nosara Aina binti Zanzubi from Group 3, and now I will be presenting about the measures taken to overcome the macroeconomic problem. First, parents need to be firm in teaching their children to try a job whether they like it or not, in order to cultivate confidence and courage in their children in trying new things. Sometimes, the children will be very picky about the job they get. They will say that the employer nag a lot and the job is not suitable for them to handle. Hence, this measure is also important to avoid the children from being too choosy in choosing a job, as it is very hard for someone to get a job nowadays. Second, the government can increase motivation and industrial training camps to help fresh graduates to overcome their fear and expand their knowledge to try new things. Lastly, the government needs to limit the recruitment of foreign workers in an employment sector. For example, Company B can divide the percentage of hiring into 19% of local workers and 10% of foreign workers. It's not only helped in reducing the unemployment rate among Malaysians, but it's also helped.
My name is Aino Fatimah and I will talk about the conclusion. In conclusion, one of the key causes of many social and economic issues, such as the inequality of social status between population, is unemployment. According to economic models such as Becker, 1968, this would offer up more opportunity for people to participate in the national workforce when the national economy is stable, reinforced and stronger. Unemployment can carry hard social and economic costs to national estimate. According to Pritchard, 1997, for instance, any problem that occurs will result when the unemployed face a financial problem. Thus, because of not being able to pay their tax, the person will be in poverty and debt. That will be much worse for people who can help a member of their family. A major factor in rising the number of unemployed in the country is overemployment. However, considering the government's multiplied attempt, if the job seekers stay put any condition, then the job prospects seem to close to them. There has been little improvement in basic economic development since last year, but this rate of unemployment is still inevitable. Many investor countries once look for a place to invest in countries such as Vietnam, Indonesia, Cambodia, and China, with the economic recovery and relatively cheap labor job opportunity. In addition, any accomplishment of an applicant who has a very high position offer is the main issue that allows their employment to get a job. The job of technician, for instance, only needs the approval of a certificate if they work. The part of the salary structure that does not show the approval will have problem. In conclusion, graduates must be wise in all steps of their life. Graduates also need to learn to look for something from below to gain experience, hope to stay on top.
This is the article that we use.
So that's all from us. Thank you.